Hello, this is Arthur again, and today I have this year 2000 S430 W220 Mercedes, and this one is a really nice one, 117,000 miles. It's really clean. This owner got it not that long ago. It was a pretty well maintained car. It does have coilover conversion on it, which looks like it's lowered, and it is overall in very nice shape. Let me open the door on the other side. I think he updated the taillights and headlights to the facelift version. Very clean. It has the early style navigation with the cassette, and has a nose tape in there, which I like. It's actually sounds really nice. Very clean car. Soft closed doors work. So I'm going to talk to you about what these cars typically need, what to expect when you bring one in for repairs, when you just got it and you think you got a good deal, which they are usually a good deal. I'm not down talking this car. I really like these cars. I'm a big fan of this body style, and I think they're probably one of the best Mercedes you can buy. Modern ones, they're reliable, more or less, if they're maintained. It's just usually they do need quite a bit of things done because they're old. This one's 26 years old, so this one is no exception. It has had a lot of stuff done prior, however it still needed a few more things. I get these cars a lot, and usually whenever I get one, they all seem to need more or less the same things, but a little bit some if it was done or no, or if they expect, if the owner decides to do it or not. But most of them typically need few things. This one, I'm gonna show you what I've done on it, and we're gonna talk about also what it might need in the future. Okay, so when this car came, I noticed that it had a really large coolant leak, and I found that the coolant leak is coming from the water pump. Not from the water pump itself actually, but it's coming from the gasket. The gasket had a pretty big cut over here, and it was just leaking down from the side. This part where gasket kind of has a tab, that part had broken off. However, once it's removed, I don't want to put the old water pump in. It's not bad, this one, but it doesn't make sense to put the old one back in. I got a new original water pump. This one doesn't have a rebuilt one anymore from Mercedes. It's new only for now. It is quite a bit of money actually. It's like around $450, I think. And it's not too easy to replace, but it's not bad either. It looks like it was maybe leaking from here a little bit too, from the weep hole, so it was time to do it anyway. I replaced that, as well as I noticed that this pulley has noise on the tensioner, and this is the old style tensioner. I replaced this with the new original one. Replaced idler pulley as well. This one is not bad. It looks like it's been replaced before, but we'll put a new one. Then valve cover gaskets had small leak. Looks like on this car valve covers were resealed not that long ago, and did have new gaskets on it. However, sometimes this covers, because of the material that they are made of, they're like a magnesium kind of aluminum material, they tend to corrode a little bit. So if you just install the gasket, sometimes it doesn't seal very well. So what I do, I put a sealant around it, and I install it like that, and I let it cure for about a day before I started. That way it's cured very well, and typically it doesn't leak. If it does, then it needs new valve covers. Then I also noticed transmission leak from the pan. This gasket is pretty dry. It's not super dry, but it's enough for it to cause leak. I replaced the gasket, filter, fluid. I also replaced this 13-pin connector, which likes to leak. This one was not leaking. However, it's pretty cheap, and it's good to replace it, because once it starts leaking inside, your connection gets fluid in there, and then you start getting all kinds of transmission errors. I also replaced the transmission mount. This one is not too terrible, but it does look pretty beat up, and once it's on the car, it just sunk in pretty good amount. I also noticed that it has a leak from the front crank seal. There was a lot of oil around the area and the seal was wet around it, so I replaced that as well. I put a new bolt. This bolt has to be replaced every time you remove the pulley. It is a good idea to inspect the pulley. Sometimes they go bad on these cars and they need to be replaced. On this one, however, it is good. It spins evenly, it's not vibrating, so for now it's gonna stay. Also, I noticed that this one, the temperature sensor, when I tried to remove it, everything broke off basically from here, so we got a new one of these. This one goes right on top of the water pump over here on this area right here. Another thing that I replaced is the spring on the hood hopper, helper spring. Whenever you pull the hood latch to open, nothing would happen. Another person would have to go yank on the hood to open. It's pretty annoying. It's a cheap part and it's easy to replace, and it's like it has a spring and another plastic piece on this side. They dry out and pop out. I replaced the dipstick O-ring. This one is commonly overlooked item. If it's too flat, it can actually cause a vacuum leak, so it's good to replace it. Also did oil change. This is an old filter with a new original filter. Also got new 16 spark plugs. These spark plugs don't look bad. They're all same. They're Bosch. They look a little bit older, but they're not bad. But I got new original Mercedes ones in there, so it's gonna be even better. All right, let me show you on the engine. Okay, as you can see, the new water pump right there, new pulley, new idler, new tensioner right there. It was very oily over here in the front. In this bottom, there was big chunks of oil. It's been leaking for years. I cleaned all it up. It's nice and clean now. This car also have an issue with the dual valve, which is the heater valve basically that switches left to right temperature. It is located right there under the windshield wipers. We're not changing it right now. It is actually pretty expensive. It is, however, available, so I suggest replacing it earlier than later until it becomes unavailable. You can tell that this car has been like pretty good taken care of just by little things that usually go bad on these cars and nobody changes. Like these, for example, are new and they look nice. Usually they're just trashed or missing or just dangling. Or a coolant reservoir is usually looks bad. This one actually looks good. You know, it's a car, older car, so you have to maintain it. Now let me lift it up and look at it from the bottom. And here's the popping spring for the hood. I replaced as well. This one just breaks off from here and the spring flies away. Right, let's take a quick look at the bottom. It's not looking bad overall. I did have to clean up a little bit. There was a lot of dirt over here from previous leaks. I tried to clean it as much as possible. It was really oily around here. I cleaned this area up. Overall, it looks really good. Other things you can do on these cars usually is motor mounts, control arm bushings, of course aromatic stuff. You know, they can be leaky struts and weak pump, things like that. But overall, you know, it's not bad. You know, it's for a year and age of this car and the amount of car you get for the money. Especially if you're handy with tools and some repairs, a lot of the stuff can be done, you know, yourself basically, and then or you can get somebody to do it for you for not too much money. Overall, I'm a big fan of these cars and they're really good. I have a few of them that come close to 300,000 miles and they still run very well with no real issues. All right, so thank you for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe. There are more videos to come. Bye.